Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to excavate and dig several holes for some posts. Please stay tuned and continue watching until the end because I'm going to be showing you several details of how you can do this type of work as well. The first thing that we're doing is measuring and laying out all of these holes for the posts. These holes are going to measure 18 inches wide, so that's 1.5 feet wide by 2 feet deep. And then after that, we're also going to be putting some rebar. We're actually going to be building some cages, some rebar cages to put in its place. And after we have everything dug, laid out, we're going to be calling the inspector from the city to come out over here and see if we did a good job, and hopefully he will approve everything, so then afterwards we can pour the concrete. So essentially, this is the very first video of this entire process that I'm going to be uploading. So if you really like this process and how this is going, check out the next two videos that I'm going to be uploading in this same channel so you can see this entire process. And especially over here, we're working at a commercial property. It's going to be a tea house, and we have several different projects that we're going to be doing inside and outside. So one of the first things that you want to do after you lay out is you can go ahead and start digging. We're using some basic hand tools, and then we also have a few of these hand breakers. These breakers come in super handy, and I highly recommend for you to use them because there are certain areas that it is super hard. Like right here, you know, on the sides, the dirt is really compacted. It's like clay. So, and we can't really get a pick, like one of those hand picks in there, just because of how narrow the opening is. So the way how you get around that is just to use one of those hand breakers. You can put different attachments on the ends, and you can use that to break up and loosen up all the soil and everything. So before I forget, one of the things that you want to do before you open up this area is to call for locates. So what that does is you basically need to call it in like 2 days before you dig. They will come out, mark any utilities and things that are in the area possibly. So when you start digging and demoing, they will, you can be really careful if there's something underneath. So like I said, I mean, here, thankfully, we're just mostly digging by hand, little by little, and we did not run into any utilities or challenges in our area, but it's always good to just be safe and follow that process because in most areas, it's like the law. So right here, we're in between the parking lot, and all of these holes and layout is for a garbage enclosure. And this garbage enclosure, it's gonna be set up with 9 6x6 pressure treated posts. And then after that, the frame of the whole fence, it's gonna be with 2x6 lumber for the rails. And then we're gonna install the typical cedar boards to cover up all of this space. But honestly, I mean, all of this is overkill, you know, to do a garbage enclosure. I mean, to dig these holes that are 1.5 feet wide, 2 feet deep with rebar and all this. I mean, it's excessive, and it's technically overkill, but that's just the design that the engineer and architect had sent over, and they got that approved with the city. And that's what we're following today. So you just got to make sure that you account for all the material. You just take your time because, you know, one of the things with these holes, it's going to take quite a bit of concrete. So, you know, you need to take that into account. I think when I sent my list to our vendor, to our supplier, they calculated 90 bags of 60-pound concrete. So imagine, I mean, you can do that by hand, you know, hand mixing 90 bags, or like in our case, we have some more concrete to pour in a walkway. So we're gonna wait, and just whenever we're gonna pour that walkway, we're gonna use that same concrete, that same delivery, and then pour all of these holes. So that's why we're gonna get everything ready, prep, set all the forms, and once everything gets approved, we're gonna pour and do everything at the same time. And that's how we can take advantage of this whole process. So once you break and demo the asphalt surface, then underneath, typically you're gonna find some compacted gravel. You can remove that with a shovel, or like I said, these breakers, they are super powerful, and they will demo the asphalt very quickly, even concrete. So you just wanna work around. Like here, we have two of them. One has like a little shovel, and the other one has a pick. And so you just basically go around the edges, and it vibrates as it pounds the tool down. So between all of that movement, it will demo the asphalt and everything in the way. So then you can just start clearing up and cleaning the area. That's one thing that we're doing as we dig and clean it up. Then we're just double checking the measurement, and anything that we need, we're just gonna continue to work at it so we can get the opening where we need it, and also the depth. And over here, I mean, we have 9 holes. So on one side, it has, I believe, like 3 posts. Then in the back, it's kind of evenly spaced, but only in the front over here where the entry of the asphalt is, there is like an angle. So it's gonna have like a gate, and then it's gonna have an angled sliding gate. So I'm gonna show you that entire process. I believe it's gonna take me about 4 days or 4 different videos, so you can see like step by step. This one here, it's mostly gonna be focused on the demo, the excavation, and all the prep work. Then the following video, I'm gonna focus on all of the rebar, bending the rebar, and just getting the cage ready and putting it in its place, so we can go ahead and call for the inspector. And then after we do that, I'm gonna see if we can then go ahead and pour the concrete, or if we need to wait for the other project. But then at the very end, it will basically be to pour the concrete with the 6x6 pressure treated post in place. And then after that's done, then at the very end, we can go ahead and start assembling the rest of the fence, you know, with the rails, the boards. We have the sliding gate, and then we have another gate that opens up. So that will be like in the 4th video. So, you know, that way not everything is in one, but you can get like piece by piece. You can watch this entire process. And mostly all of this is just to give you an idea of how this type of project is done. I mean, like I said, typically we don't do this kind of work. It's only here because we have that site plan, we have the permit and the inspections to deal with. Otherwise, you know, whenever we replace a post, typically we only dig like a 9-inch wide hole by 2 feet deep. Once we have that ready, you just put in a regular 4x4 pressure treated post, or, you know, in some cases nowadays, there are people that are using metal galvanized posts, which last way longer than the pressure treated ones. And so you just put that into the fresh concrete. So this is the site plan, the layout. It has everything. Even at the bottom there, it has the depth, the rebar, all the specifications. So that comes in super handy. We can go to it several times for reference, just to make sure that we're on track with everything, with the measurement, the placement, the layout, and all that, because when the inspector comes in, that's what he's going to be reviewing. So that's pretty much it for today. I hope you liked this video. Please consider subscribing to our channel and activate the notification bell so you won't miss out on any following videos. And in the description below, I'm going to be leaving several links in the description. Thanks for watching. May God bless you, and I'll see you on the next video.